All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I am so excited. I'm Nicole from DMP Publishing, for those of you that don't know me. And I am here with Jaylania, who is publishing and who is finally launching her book, and it just so happens to be her birthday today. So happy birthday to you as well. And she has her crew with her, and I am so excited to get to know these ladies as well. And if you are in the Texas area, and it's, what is the name of the town again? I'm sorry, it just left my brain.
No, so we're in the Woodlands. It's called
Woodland.
Yes.
Okay, if you're in that area, right after we get off the live, she's having an actual in-person launch as well, where you can get your book signed. So stop by, make sure you see her, and get this book, 10 Confidence Commandments. And what a great way to start off the new year, learning more about you, how to put yourself out there. And, you know, a lot of us, especially women, have trouble with this because we've always been pushed in the background. And I know the last couple years, at least in my circles, women have been pulled to the forefront. And that has been something that I have loved to do, especially in my publishing business. A lot of these books back here are women. I think there's a few men thrown in there, but celebrating women has been something I have gotten the pleasure to do over the last 3 years. So I'm so excited for this book launch. And hopefully my brain does not glitch on y'all's names, because I'm telling you, they're awesome. So today we have 3 of Jaylania's friends and colleagues. Monet is going to be our MC for the day once I'm going to throw it over to her. But introduce yourself, Monet, and let me know how you know Jaylania, please.
Yeah. So my name is Monique Quarles and I go by Mo. And so I am a digital media strategist, and I actually have my own consulting business called Mo Digital Solutions, where I consult with women-owned consumer brands as well as service providers in order for them to implement marketing and communication within their business model. And so for me, I met Jaylania a few years ago through a mutual friend back in 2021, right before I moved to Houston. And so when I moved, she was definitely a part of my support group, just in being able to get acclimated to the city personally as well as professionally. And she also helped me start my business. She helped me form my business and my LLC here in Texas. And then she just also has just been instrumental in being able to just help me become a confidently made entrepreneur, whether it is negotiating or whether it is just being able to price myself appropriately. I've been able to have a front row seat just to be able to see how Jazzmine operates as a businesswoman, but also being able to see her operate from a perspective as an HR professional as well. So I definitely believe that Jazzmine has I'm sorry, Jaylania. J stands for Jaylania. So my people that know me, I'm Jazz to them. So the government is Jazzmine. To the audience is Jaylania. I'm sorry. But she has definitely just been instrumental, and it's been great just being able just to have a front row seat just to see how she operates as a businesswoman, also as a mother as well. And so a lot of that has been things that I could take from within my own business. So before it was on print, I've been able to have this one-on-one with her. So it's been amazing.
That is awesome. Yes. And I met her first as Jazzmine. We have to do a quick shout out to Germany Mayfield for sending Jazzmine my way. Jaylania, I appreciate you, Germany, for sending her my way. I love referrals. That's great. That's what my business thrives on. Risha, yes? Did I do it right? Okay.
That's if the in the Rashay.
Rashay. Oh my gosh. I'll get it. Rashay, tell us
think of it like he is rich.
Hey. I like that.
So yes, my name is Rashay, and I am the founder and owner of Shiro Ventures, a federal contracting management consulting firm. We do management consulting for the federal government, for various departments of the federal government. And I have the pleasure of knowing Jay Lanier, the fabulous Jay Lanier, because we grew up together. This is my beautiful baby cousin.
Actually, fun fact, she is the reason I am born January 13th and not February 14th, because she decided to launch into my mom's stomach. But
I was a wild sleeper, and I was so excited to meet my baby cousin. I wanted her out now. But like growing up together, just always, how you just have those favorite cousins that we always end up being together, and just seeing her grow into the incredible young woman that she is, it's just been such a blessing. First of all, I'm proud, and then two, let me tell you, I am a serial entrepreneur, and having someone like her as my go-to has been such a blessing. Anything that I need to do when I'm looking to go to the next level in my business, I can always call her. She is the number one person to call, because she is just full of resources. Like, for women to grow into the fullness of who they're called to be, she is the person that you want in your corner. She is the person you want to be able to consult with. She is the person that you want to be able to pick their brain. And so I'm just so excited that she has put her wisdom in this incredible book, and that we get to talk about how these confidence commandments have made a positive impact in our lives.
That is awesome. I love it. And thank you for helping bring her into the world.
Another Capricorn.
All right. Good job.
yes.
One, two, three, four,
You guys are
really?
Capricorn. I just love Capricorn.
Okay. It's in her chart somewhere. It's in her chart somewhere.
Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. I love the energy. When I met you, Jaylania, your energy came across, and we met on the phone the first time. So, and just throughout the whole project, I can tell how much you believe in what you do. Mm-hmm. And that just comes across with everything you've put into this. So I'm excited
about some of those late night and weekend text messages. I know.
I'm used to it. That's okay. Tanisha, how about you, honey?
Okay, so I met Jay Lanier in the 6th grade while at school, Rice School.
Yes, the Rice School.
And I don't know how we clicked, but ever since the day that we met, we were inseparable. Mm-hmm. I just want to say that one thing about our friendship that kind of translates to her book, is whenever I go through situations where I'm lacking confidence or something like that, I'll pick up the phone and call her, and she's always been my reflection of, you got this, you can do this. And the last conversation that I had with her, where I was feeling a little down, she was just like, you need to trust yourself. Like, she was just like, you've never felt yourself. Every time you've went for it, you've made it happen. So, just believe in yourself, and just thumbing through the pages and reading it, I'm excited about the fact that other people in the world get to experience her the way that I have.
That is so cool. I love that there's a friendship as well as a partnership and a mentorship. And I think as women, we need those people that you can call and they'll give it to you straight, which is awesome. All right. I am going to throw this over to Monique and let her have fun with y'all. I'm going to sit here and watch and absolutely enjoy it. Watch the chat. I'm going to throw up chat and comments if they come in. Just ignore them, but I'm just going to throw them up so y'all can see that people are talking about you. But I'm going to be here. I'll be here to close out when y'all are done. Enjoy.
Yes, thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, this is the fun part, guys. I get to ask you questions. But to start off, though, I want to know from you, Jay Lanier, tell us a little bit about your story of becoming a confidently made entrepreneur, as well as what experiences that you've had that have led you to writing the 10 Confidence Commandments.
Well, the 10 Confident Commandments started as really my journal. It was personal for me.
I was going through a lot, and I was like, you know what? Let me do something. Let me get up. Let me write. I love to write. And a lot of people don't know that about me, but I enjoy writing. And I jotted down just some things that I would want to embody, like what confidence looks like to me, right? So I started writing. And if you know me, I think I had like 7 things. And I was like, the number 7 is not sitting well. So let me come up with some more. So that's where the 10 came from, which is, a pretty number. But these were things that I hope to embody. So this is my mantra. This is something that I wake up every day and say, you know what? Why do you keep saying yes? Stop being a yes woman. Say no. No is okay. It's okay to say no. So that's where it came from. I let a friend read it. And I think in the early stages, I let my cousin read it. And everyone was like, nah, share this with the world. Just share it. So waking up, being an author was never a part of my trajectory, but it's where I am now. And I'm happy here.
Yay. I love that. And also I'm going to throw it to everybody. How has becoming a confidently made entrepreneur positively impacted your business as well as like your endeavors, whether it be personal or professional?
I would have to start with the piece of getting comfortable with saying no. Whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else, it's easy to turn into that person that wants to make everyone happy. But learning that it's best to center yourself and understand what your limitations are and what they're not, and just being able to say no and having that impact me. I would say that's standing the most.
Yeah.
I love that. That's definitely powerful, Keisha. For me, I love all of the. Truthfully, in my life, I lean into all 10. But the one for me, probably that is definitely the supreme commandment that I love. That affects every area of my life is living your purpose. I'm definitely a purpose-driven person. And Jay Lanier has definitely always understood that about me. And that's what makes her such a powerful person to have in your corner, is because she really will tune into what is special about you. What do you hold most near and dear? And she has this beautiful way of just supporting that in you, in person, in encouragement. She has this beautiful selfless way of giving you that authentic connection and really nurturing and pulling out and supporting that. And just living my purpose, and that just informs me in every area of my life, because something that she says in the book is, but do we have just one purpose? And the truth is, I love how she articulates that, because I really, when I tune into that, that's how I feel in every area of my life. Like when I'm with my children, or if I'm at my job, or even in my partnership with my soulmate, I can ask myself, what is my purpose in this situation? What is my purpose in this situation? How can I be the opening for more good to flow to this situation? And so just her asking that question in such a powerful way, it just blesses every area of my life to give me the right perspective for who I want to be in that moment, empowered and consciously.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I would have to say for me, it would be the 10th commandment, which is learning how to ask for help. And it's so funny that you put that as the last one, because it's like, as you go through everything, it's like, oh, okay, I have everything else down, but that is the one thing that I do struggle with, is acknowledging like that I need help, and also being able to ask people and be able to trust them, because part of being an entrepreneur is knowing that you can't do everything on your own, and knowing that you do have to have a support system. You have to be able to trust people to help you, because you can't always be there. So for me, I would say that would be the biggest, commandment for me. The next question that I do have would be,
hold on, I want to say one thing.
Yes.
I purposely put that commandment last.
Really?
But the one that actually resonated with me the most happened when I was feeling down. I got up and put makeup on. I got up, I put some makeup on, I got dressed, and photoshopping your self-image does something for you. I walked into that restaurant, you wouldn't know that I just left hell.
Yeah.
But when I walked into that restaurant, I just felt powerful, like the
Yeah.
confident. And that was also a part of acting as if. I acted as if I was already this confident woman.
Yeah.
If I was already embodying all 10 of these commandments.
Love that.
And so that was very powerful for me.
Yeah. No, you know what? That is really good too, because I noticed though in the book that you actually do have the worksheets laid out. So it's like you can plan out your outfits, right? Like dressing for success and dressing and looking like you already have it. It does something to you, you know? Yeah.
Something else I love that she says about that in the book is, you know what's, when you're photoshopping your self-image, know what's comfortable for you. If you're not comfortable in heels, don't wear them. I said thank you.
Yeah.
Please tell some women that.
Yeah.
I'm struggling. Please.
And I love my Crocs. People talk about Crocs all the time.
They do.
I want them in every color.
I'm not a Croc hater. I love Crocs.
I called you.
She called and was like, I'm wearing my flats. Go ahead.
I did ask. I
Yeah.
said, hey, I was like, I have these cute heels, but they're not comfortable. Like, if you want me to wear them for you, I will, but I really want to wear my sneakers.
That's
Yeah,
love.
Sneakers
That's
it is.
love.
Yeah.
We're going to be cute and comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said, I'll do it if you want me to, though.
Yeah. But you know, I think that also just speaks to, being confident, right?
Yes.
Because confidence looks different on everybody. And what makes one person feel confident is not what's going to make the other person feel confident. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a Crocs girl too. And also I'm like in my flat era. So I recently reached my 30s. So ever since then, I kind of retired my heels.
I think we're all in our flat era, right?
Yeah, in our flat era.
And y'all, I hate to admit it, it's so hard. Like, I don't want to admit it to myself.
Yeah.
So what's the trajectory? Is it like heels, boots, tennis shoes? I just tell myself I'm getting back in my heels, y'all. I'm
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Let me know how your feet feel later.
But that's the thing, right? Like that's confident, right? Because if you did show up in heels, like you may have looked cute, I guess, like you may have fit whatever aesthetic, but it's like you're not feeling confident because that's not who you really are.
I love that, and that's the awesome point, Mo, because that's something that I really feel like is like the biggest underlying message of the entire book throughout all the commandments is that Jazzmine is telling you, be confident enough to do you.
Yeah.
Be confident enough to do you. Whatever the best version of that is, be confident enough to do that. And if you need to get help to embody that, get it.
Yeah.
But do whatever it takes to do that. And I just think that that's just so powerful. And even though it's so simple, it's transformative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that brings me up to my next question is like self-doubt, right? Like, can you tell us about a time like where you experienced, self-doubt, and how have you been able to take hold of those thoughts and change that and be able to come to a space of being confident? I'll let you, Jazzmine.
My self-doubt happened today.
In real time.
It's so crazy because I wanted to cancel this so many times.
Wow.
Because I'm going through so much in my personal and my career life. And my book also talks about talking to yourself, having those conversations with yourself. So in my head, since last week, I'm just like, you got this, just do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. You're surrounded by the people you love. You got this, you got this. And I'm here today, right? I didn't cancel. We went forward with the plan. So yeah,
And
definitely.
it's beautiful and fun. And we're all
Yeah.
happy.
Yes.
And we get to celebrate you.
And it's my birthday.
Look, the turn up is just beginning. It's professional K now.
Love it. Did anybody else want to for self-doubt?
Yes. Oh gosh. Sorry. I didn't know they extended it to us yet, but I definitely have.
It was extended. It's just that Jazzmine gave it first.
I was excited to go first.
I don't want to hold the floor, but y'all, oh my gosh. Let me tell you, this is so huge. Like, I think that any person, especially any powerful woman, any woman who is going to be confident enough to do themselves, it means that you're always going to push yourself to the edge of your growth, because that's what she talks about is, your own personal growth. And so by nature of being that person, an entrepreneurial spirit that way, you're gonna have to put yourself in situations where you're gonna feel self-doubt at times, at regular intervals, honestly, regularly, you know? And I think that one of the most incredible things that being a confidently made entrepreneur has blessed me with is leaning into that, embracing it, having practices for mitigating it, but honestly, not being comfortable going without it. Like if I don't see a regular cycle of me feeling fearful about what I'm stepping into, I'm like, there's more we can do. What are we really here to do? We can grow more. We can expand more, you know? So being able to embrace that feeling as not a negative, but having the tools for it to fuel you instead of causing you to shrink. Gosh, yeah, I have definitely examples of that over and over again. And I just think that having books like this is what you need.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need your resource, your go-to when you have those moments.
No, exactly. And heavy on the shrinking part of it. I think for me, a lot of that self-doubt crept in like when I started my business, and it was like trying to figure out, okay, how much was I going to set, you know, my services as far as like pricing is concerned. And so it's like there was part of me that felt like, okay, well, I'm charging like too much, or, you know, it's kind of like you teeter between charging too much and charging too little. But it's like, girl, like you have like 8 years of experience, you know, when it comes to digital marketing and communications. You have a whole degree in this. You've worked with, you know, several multi-million-dollar companies, girl. You know what you're doing.
Like, you're not sleeping on yourself.
Exactly. Like, don't sleep on yourself. And also, too, like, sometimes we can be our biggest haters. And it's like, girl, you do this. Like, you know exactly what you're talking about.
Set your hourly rate accordingly.
Exactly. And so for me, that's where the self-doubt came in. And then when I started to think to myself, I'm like, girl, like, you know this, and people come to you and they will pay, you know, thousands of dollars to other companies. I mean, I've seen it throughout my career where people actually pay like top dollar to just get advice, you know. And I'm like, if they can pay those other companies, why do I feel like that I'm unworthy, you know, to get that same thing or to bring that same amount of value, if not more. So I feel like for me, that's where a lot of the self-doubt came in. And for me, overcoming that is just reminding myself, right, that I am worthy, and reminding myself that you do have the credentials and that you do belong in this space, and that you can back up whatever it is that you put out in the marketplace.
And then just to add to that, on the self-doubt piece, one thing I will say is this year I experienced something that a lot of people have. I was laid off. And what I can tell you is like that can do a number on your ego, because it's one of those things where you're like, well, was it me? Or, you know? So for me, one of the things that I've learned 2 months later, of course, is that you have to set your own standard of what your value is. You cannot leave it to the world to determine how valuable you are. And if other people or the world want to appreciate you and what you feel like you're valued at, you have to stand firm, whether it's not working for someone else and deciding to work for yourself. You know, somebody's going to appreciate your value. Just because one person or one company doesn't, it's their fault and it's their loss.
You don't have to go down. You don't have to go down. There's someone that'll meet you where you are.
Yeah, that's
right.
There's always something that'll meet you where you are.
Exactly. Yeah, heavy on that. Yeah. And I would say for you, Kanisha, as you're talking about that, I would say because you're like in the middle of that, I'm curious to know how this book has helped you just be able to get through this period of transition when it comes to like finding a new job and just being able to, how you said that it was a blow to your ego, how you've been able to kind of, you know, work through those feelings because they're very natural.
I would say the biggest thing is going back to that 10th commandment, not being afraid to ask for help. Like putting, when you have a bruised ego, you have to also put your feelings aside and understand when you can't carry a burden by yourself. Leaning into family, leaning into friends, leaning into your network. That's what's helped me.
And understanding what pride looks like, right?
Yeah.
We all have it. And you have to go into pride and you have to understand what that pride is doing. My pride can be my pride is huge. My pride won't let you pay for lunch sometimes. Like my pride is ridiculous. Me and my pride have to have a conversation like, listen, All they trying to do is buy you a meal.
You stop saying you got it.
I know, I got it. I got it. My pride, my life wants the world to know I don't always have it. But my pride, like, we ain't let nobody see that.
Head and heart. Like,
Yes.
Your heart knows that you ain't got it, but your head is.
My head like, girl, we got
Wait, your head spoke it before your heart could catch up.
Come a little faster. Come a little faster. Yeah. That's a good point, because as we're talking about asking for help, right? Like, how do you juggle between balancing like career, your businesses, as well as like being wives and being mothers?
Oof. For me, I had to accept last year, and it's still an ongoing journey, that I can't be everything to everybody at all times.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like, that is
That's
impossible. And for me, for a while, chasing that ghost, that she ghost,
Yeah.
it was destructive in understanding that sometimes you have to pause and, referring back to the commandments and say no.
Yeah.
Say no for your sanity.
That's a big one. Yeah.
That's right.
No, I agree 100%. I know.
Listen, two things. I agree with exactly what Kanisha just said. And my other go-to, as my cousin knows, is hire more help. I am always on the help.
Just move down here. You got a great nanny already. I've been here 50 years. I can't find a great nanny.
I can have the nanny. I can have the cleaning person. I'll even hire someone to pick up my baby from school for me if need be. Truthfully, because you know why? I found that for me, that's what also helps me to remain in a loving and supportive place in my partnership with my man, is the fact is, all these things have to be done. And as women, we, as these confidently made entrepreneurial women, we have things that really matter to us outside of the scope of this home, and for me, I just made the commitment that I'm not going to sacrifice my home being taken care of, and I'm not going to make this a point of contention in my partnership, because I don't have that kind of time and energy, and I also just need the space to be a certain way for my best self to come forth. So I literally, y'all, I'm telling you, I'll be like, well, I have to have the nanny to help me with the baby while I'm working. I'm like, well, you know what? I need right now, y'all, I'm in the process of looking for an afternoon helper so I can implement my 4-day-a-week workouts, because I don't see myself being able to do it anymore, but I'm committed to structuring my life in a way that feels supportive to the best confidently made me. And I'm willing to become whatever that requires. And it definitely just requires more help.
I'll say something on that. Just because in the beginning, a few years ago, my cheat brain was like, I'm not paying nobody to do this. But then my finance brain kicked on and it said, how much do you pay yourself an hour? And I had my hourly rate. How long does it take for you to clean the house? It takes me about 4 or 5 hours. And in those 4 or 5 hours that you're not cleaning the house, you're not doing other revenue generating activities, right? And I'm not. So I'm losing money. Where I can pay the cleaning lady to come, and it's less than my hourly rate.
Way less.
So really, and I'm a spreadsheet you, but it's all about your spreadsheet and knowing your hourly rate. How long is the cleaning lady charging you? But what is your hourly rate? If you're paying yourself at $120 an hour, but the cleaning lady is only $50, that's enough.
And that's 1,000,000% correct, the way that I view it. And then I also want to throw a couple of more rows onto the spreadsheet and throw in that also it's okay to put a cost to what is your mental health. Truthfully, there's times that I can clean the house, but I don't want to do the dishes. I don't feel like it. I would rather take that time reflect and breathe or hold my baby, or you know what I'm saying? It's sometimes I don't feel like doing that when I just finished all this, expending all this energy, even mental energy, strategic energy, doing other things, and I'm not in the space. For some people, cleaning is therapeutic for them, and I'm being honest, for me, it's not. It feels like a chore, just like when I was little and I had to do it or get in trouble. And so I'm gonna do it. I would definitely rather, it's worth it to me to spend this $150 for me to have that 4 or 5 hours. I don't know, so even if sometimes, I'm just saying, sometimes it doesn't even have to be, even there can be other rows on the financial spreadsheet, you know.
Oh, no.
Look, peace.
Definitely. Wash and fold. This one, the wash and fold. I just never could get with the wash and fold. I'm like, why would I pay somebody to wash and fold my clothes? And then when I see how convenient her life is with the wash and fold, oh wow, we're gonna have to talk about that later.
I'm not up on the wash and fold. You literally take it and put it in the drawer, and it just looks like a Marie Kondo, but I didn't do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds incredible.
Oh my God. That's beautiful, ladies. I'm glad that you all said that, and thank you for sharing. My last question for each of you is, how would you describe the 10 confidence commandment in one sentence? And that was perfect because my iPad just died. Literally died.
I'm gonna let them go with their one sentence.
I would say that it's a North Star. You know, like we all have these moments where, not going back to self-doubt, where we're questioning our abilities and questioning who we are in some cases. And it's always good to have something to go back and reflect on, just to guide you, like a guiding principle. So that's what I would say it is for me, more so a North Star.
Wow.
I love that. I would say, summing up the 10 confidence commandments in one sentence for me would probably be impetus to evolve. If you are someone and like you are like tired of living the same year over and over, or you're just feeling stuck where you are, or you definitely see this vision of yourself that you have not embodied, or your life just doesn't match that, and you are looking for the impetus, but you know it's possible. If you're looking for the impetus to evolve into that, the catalyst, what is it that you're missing that's going to just give you that missing piece, the 10 confidence commandments covers it. It covers it. And so, not to try, I promise I'm not trying to be all highbrow, but that's really what comes into my mind. Is
That's perfect.
Yeah, I would say that it's really a compass. It's the side of entrepreneurship that nobody talks about. And I think that just like in, the year of our Lord 2024, people like, they kind of make entrepreneurship sound like, it's just a trend, and like, oh my God, you should see entrepreneur, work for yourself. Oh my God, you shouldn't work a 9 to 5, but nobody talks about like the mindset and the mentality that goes behind it. You know what I mean? Like, entrepreneurship is not just something that you do because it's trendy. You do it because you're called to it.
That's
right. And so it's like, I think that it's definitely a compass, and I think that it's kind of like a mirror that you can hold up to yourself and really determine like if you're truly embodying these commandments to really be a business owner, right? And to be successful. Because if you don't have that, if you don't have the right mentality, then it's going to be very hard for you. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to quit it as soon as it gets hard. And so you need something to hold on to. And if you don't have that, then I don't know what to tell you.
And I'm going to piggyback off of that, because do you know how many times I sat in the house and was like, I'm going to just work a 9 to 5, though. It's easier.
Yeah.
It's just easy.
Yes,
It is
true.
a struggle. Like,
It's
you
true.
have to intentionally say, you know what, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, but not only am I going to be an entrepreneur, but I'm going to be one with a successful, sustainable business.
Go.
And that's a lot.
There you go.
Yes. Well,
there we go.
for this Meet the Author, I thought you guys not just gonna get me up here talking. You have to meet the women that helped me pave the way for where I am today. And I thank each and every one of y'all. I'm trying not to cry with all this makeup on. So thank each and every one of y'all. I love y'all so much. Is there any final things that you guys like to say before I pass it over to Nicole?
Buy the book.
Yes.
Buy the book.
Well, and one other thing, not only buy the book, if you go to my website, I have a confidence quiz on there. And so it's a quiz that you can take, and it'll let you know which commandment that you resonate mostly with, and you will receive that chapter free in your email. So
that's my final sentiment too. She said it. I was gonna say buy the book, and then definitely go to She Net Worth, the website, and definitely go deeper.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot in there to unpack.
It is.
Yeah. All right, Nicole, back to you.
All right, ladies, I'm going to tell you, I got notes. I took notes while y'all were chatting. I love, one person told me, someone did, that no is a sentence. The word N-O is a sentence. And that was one thing I had to learn.
Let's see where she
Right?
at the end. No.
No period. Right. Sometimes it needs an exclamation point. But you know, I love the camaraderie and the fact that y'all have put these into practice. And, you know, I always, you know, launch day, we usually push the Kindle and everything, but honestly, y'all need the book in your hand because this is really a workbook and you're going to need it. I mean, yeah, you can go get the Kindle, but you're not going to get as much out of that Kindle as you are having that book in your hand, being able to write in it. It is a workbook, y'all, that you want to go through. And I would encourage anybody that buys the book, if you get to a spot in that book and you're struggling, to get in contact with Jaylanya and really take, you know, get the one-on-one going. That's what she's there for.
Down for it as well. So I'm building a course for that. So
yay! That's exciting.
More to come.
Good. All right. Well, I know you have a meet and greet to get to in the bookstore. So I'm not going to hold you up any longer, but enjoy this day. Enjoy this moment. I'm glad that you didn't put it off. You deserve every moment of this day with not just your book, but your birthday. Celebrate you. And I know these ladies are going to celebrate you just fine. And enjoy your day. And y'all, if you haven't got it yet, get on Amazon. It's also on Barnes & Noble, Target.com, Walmart.com. It's everywhere. So go get your copy of this book. And if you're in that area, go get it and get it signed. All right, y'all.
Thank you.
So much. Bye-bye.